Hey guys, welcome back to Yoga for All, and thank you for joining me for our daily yoga flow. This is for getting the body moving, getting things working again after we've been sitting for a while, perhaps at our desk. So join me for this little yoga pick-me-up. Let's get started. We're going to start at the top or the back of our mat. It really doesn't matter. Whichever way is the top for you today. I'm going to start at the back with our feet right underneath our hips. So there is a little bit of a gap, but not a ton of space. So you just want to keep it right underneath the hip bones, which are located right here. All right. So starting at the top of our mat, we're going to spread the toes out and really plant ourselves into the floor. And we're going to take a deep breath and take the arms up overhead, looking up. Bringing the hands together. And exhale, bringing them down. Again, breathing up, lifting in. Looking up to the sky and bringing the hands down. Joined by Vincent and Easel. Again, keep going through these motions, breathing in and exhaling the hands down. Connecting the breath to the body. One more time, big breath, this time holding at the top. And go ahead and reach all the way to the top, all the way to the sky. Reaching up as far as you can, almost like you're hanging off of a bar. You're reaching up. And drop the hands down, reach up. One more time. Breathing in, lifting up. Now this time, look to the back of the room, finding a slight upper back arch. Exhaling down, folding up the hips, hinging here with a slight bend in the knees, dropping down. Breathing in, lifting up halfway, pressing the hands into the thighs, lengthening the back. Exhale down. Preparing to breathe in and roll up. Arms up overhead, looking back, and exhaling down, great job. So we're going to take that again, breathing and lifting up. Exhaling, forward fold. Feeling those toes press into the floor. Breathing in halfway, lift, perhaps you lift the toes, testing your balance. Straight neck, exhaling down, bending the knees, rolling up. Great job. Now we're going to take our hands down to the floor. You can bend your knees really generously here if you need to, and just walk out to a plank position. Great job. You can have your knees on the floor in this, or vase if you like. You can even have one knee down and alternate, and that can help build that core stability as well. Okay, so we're just going to hold here for a second. Drop the knees if they haven't already, tuck the toes under, and lower down. Breathing in, lifting up a little bit, cobra, looking up, that back arch again, and exhale down. Breathing in, pushing yourself to the back of the mat, maybe taking the knees wide, accommodating your body, pressing back into child's pose, forehead on the ground. 3 breaths here. Filling the upper back body. Feeling your hips sink down to the floor. 1 more breath. Vincent. Going on to the tips of the fingers now, deepening that stretch. You're welcome to stay in child's pose. Then walk the hands in, pressing into them, lifting yourself up, coming into our tabletop. Wide fingers just like the feet, rooting into the earth, pushing it away from us, lifting up out of these shoulders. Again, keeping the knees underneath the hips, just a little bit of space between my legs, I should say. All right, so now once we're here, we're going to keep those toes tucked under, lengthening those ankles, and breathe in and lift up through the chest. And exhale, curling through the spine, rounding the tailbone. And again. Looking behind you now. Other side. Just switching sides. Then rolling around the wrists, taking some circles, keeping those fingers spread. Working out those joints, switching sides. And again, sitting on the hips. Now you can take your knees to the side, or you can keep them right underneath you and walk the hands out again. Keeping those fingers wide. 3 breaths here. Great job. You can even take the arms to the back, grabbing the ankles, or just letting them fall. You're welcome to stay here as long as you like. But I'm going to slowly lift up, and you're welcome to continue joining me or stay in child's pose. We're going to take our knee up, and again, keeping that heel right underneath the knee. Lifting up through the spine, putting the hands on the hips. We don't want to have our hip cocked up either. We want to have it nice and tucked under. So everything's nice and straight and stacked on top of one another. And then once you find that position, you can gently tuck your tailbone under here like we were in that cat-cow. And you'll find a stretch in the front of the leg with the knee on the floor. So go ahead and play around with this position for a little bit and see what feels good for you. One more breath here. Just exploring the range of our body. Exhale, dropping back down, switching sides. Great job. So again, knee under, heel underneath. Leveling off those hips, that's my issue. And then tucking that tailbone under when you feel ready. Feeling that lengthen in the front of the hip. And again, keeping that leg under, hips straight. It's really easy for our body to want to achieve something badly, so we can take shortcuts subconsciously, where I'm like, okay, I'll get into this stretch, and pushing it, where if I just keep my hips neutral, that way I can build that flexibility naturally. So coming back down and walking the hands out to child's pose once again. Dropping the head down. And slowly press the hands up. Taking the arms up overhead and down to the chest. Maybe closing the eyes. Give yourself a pat on the back for accomplishing this and taking the time out of your day to practice something good for yourself and take time for yourself so you can then take care of others. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time on Yoga for All. Please like and subscribe because it really helps my channel, and I really appreciate it. I make every single component of this, and it really helps me continue making free content like this for you. So thank you very much for joining me today. Namaste.